Hello, everybody. This is Teacher Levy. Today, we'll do another slow English video. This time, we're at a car wash. This is a self-service car wash. So we will wash the car ourselves. First thing we need to do is to get cash, physical money, and we need actually coins. So I will convert this paper money into coins so we can use the machine. So we can see out of service. Out of service. So actually, I can't convert this into coins. So that could be a problem. I will go look or maybe buy something in a store and ask them to give me change. Okay, so I got some change or some coins. So we will use this to start. Notice, start the machine. I also want to take out one of the floor mats. These are the floor mats, and we will wash this as well. So I washed these already a few days ago, but just to show you, and it's a little dirty. So you can see it's a little dirty. We will spray it with the foam gun and the pressure washer. So that is what we'll do. Let's start the machine, and I'll walk you through, notice, walk you through step by step of how to operate this. So we lift this up, this slot, and we put in our coin. And then we have to select which one we want. I will do first the foam or the soap. And then we'll wash it off with the pressure washer. So there's 90 seconds. This is the foam gun. You have to get out this cord. So this was the foam gun, and now we'll use the pressure washer to wash off the soap. We'll do it quickly. Ideally, it's better to do this in warmer weather, but just for the video, now we'll use the pressure washer and wash off the soap. So what we want to wash off is mud and dirt, and also sometimes bugs that hit the glass. So this we'll use the pressure washer to clean off, and let's see if it works. It worked well. We'll also clean off the floor mat. Okay, so now we will vacuum. I had to get more coins. This is the vacuum. Pronunciation vacuum. Vacuuming is the verb. And I'll get some help for filming. We're not going to go crazy and clean out everything, but we'll get the driver's seat and maybe in the back. So, yes. You can hear it turned on, and now we'll suck up the dirt and everything else from our shoes. In the winter, obviously there's more mud and it's colder, so it doesn't dry so quickly. There's dirt and mud and maybe leaves from our shoes when we get in the car. So all of this should routinely get cleaned. When I say routinely, I mean consistently, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. And this way you keep it clean. I don't clean it that often, but when I have company, when somebody comes in the car, I like to have it somewhat clean. So, okay, so we have arrived. We're going to go to a farmer's market, a Christmas farmer's market. Notice when we have Christmas, we can say Christmas, we can say Christmas. Christmas farmer's market. The first thing we need to do is to find the entrance. I have never been here before. I've never been here before, but hopefully they have good products, perhaps meat or vegetables, I'm not sure, honey, maybe. I need honey, and also some food because I'm hungry, and maybe they have some food for breakfast. You can see the Christmas decorations as well, right there. There. So let's go see what we have. I will try to film a little inside just to show what they have. So, okay, so the market was very underwhelming. Notice we have overwhelming and underwhelming. There were only a few tables and not very interesting things. So we got this walnut honey and some other jars as well. But check this out. We have walnuts in the honey. This is interesting. I've never seen this before. So this is something new. Okay, so I just wanted to mention a few things before we finish. First is the book challenge. Somebody asked me recently, why do I call it the book challenge? It is because it motivates or encourages the students to read. A lot of times we feel busy or we are busy and we have other tasks or things we need to get done, and we simply forget to read, or we procrastinate to put off something, to procrastinate on reading, which is unfortunate. But through this challenge, we're able to stay consistent for the most part, and every week have some reading that you can do, and then we can discuss it during the live streams. So that is the idea. That is why it is called the book challenge. It's also like a book club because Not everybody joins, but the people who do join, they get the book from a store, from the library, or they find it online, and they do follow along and read what they're supposed to. So I think it's helpful. And remember, this builds us a good foundation. A foundation is also what we build a house on a foundation, a good foundation, a good base, so that we can kind of review the basics. And with these books, this book, The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and the other book we read, they're meant for younger people, for kids, teenagers, younger teenagers, or middle schoolers. And so they're not so difficult, but there's still lots of useful vocabulary, expressions, phrases that we can learn. So this is a good way. Also, just to review the basic grammar, when we read, we start reviewing basic grammar as well. So on Thursday, we'll have the live stream again at the same time as last week. I will post about it on YouTube and Instagram. So this Thursday, we'll read until page 76 of this book. So the top of the page has November on it. So page 76, and we'll discuss it. Last time there were so many terms, expressions, and words that we couldn't cover everything in about an hour of the live stream. So I ask if you have questions or terms you would want to review or practice, then write them down ahead of time or beforehand. And that way you can message or write in the chat during the live stream, and I can cover those, because sometimes there are just too many words to cover everything in an hour. So I also wanted to read a couple comments, maybe 2 comments from the last video that I posted. So not the short, but the long, slow English video. And I'll put the comment on screen so you can read it. TYCM Paltzek said, I feel like my English has been stuck at B2 for years. What should I do to keep improving my English from here? I think it's a common issue once you get to the intermediate level, even B1, I would say, B1, B2. It's difficult to move forward, to keep leveling up your English. I think one of the reasons is you hit a level of comfort. At B1 and B2, you're able to communicate with others, with strangers, people you don't know. And this is gives you a sense of satisfaction, perhaps a feeling of accomplishment. It's crucial that you continue the same rhythm, the same pace as you did when you were A1, A2, perhaps B1. A lot of students tend to slow down. They try to perhaps do an hour a week or watch a movie just to maintain their English. And I would say you need to apply the same consistency and persistence as you did when you were a beginner, When you were a very beginner, you would review the basic tenses. You would have a vocabulary list. Every day, perhaps, you would practice listening and more activities. This should be the same routine for B2 level students as well. I understand it's harder to track your progress because it takes longer to make small adjustments at the B2 level, and you don't notice it as much as when you were A1, A2. It would feel like a big achievement if you could conjugate verbs correctly. But stay persistent and apply the same attitude as you did when you were a beginner. Okay, I want to read as well from Marcel Guirao. He says, "Hello, the key is to learn how to enjoy the process of learning English. Don't be too concerned with the results, especially in the short term. Practice shadowing and listen to English videos every single day." I agree with him, and it's a great point. Sometimes it's worth reading the comments. I mean, just because there's a lot of encouragement, people encouraging each other, which is amazing. Sometimes we need a push just to motivate us to keep going. I would also add to what he said is to don't be too concerned, don't be too afraid or shy or timid. A lot of times we don't want to try using different words or expressions or idioms because we don't 100% know how to use them or when to use them. And for this reason, we don't use them. And I would encourage you to do the opposite, which is to have a list and to vigorously and continuously use new expressions, new idioms, or phrases, or even words which you are learning. It's okay to make mistakes. And if you have a teacher, even with AI now, you can speak with AI and ask it to correct your mistakes. So it is like a language coach. So if you use the idiom or expression or word incorrectly, it will hopefully correct your mistakes. So I want to thank everybody for your support. Thank you for those who have been joining the live streams. If you would like to speak with me, you can find the link in the description, and we'll have the live stream, like I said, in a couple days, 2 days from today. Hopefully I'll get it out by tonight, and then on Thursday we'll do the live stream. So thank you for the feedback, for the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. If you support these, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.